Well,
And blue for days.
red, onion red. What's that good? What's everybody, that's coffee.
Oh, yes, jacket he got at home.
But a bunch right out here. Well, it's in November it came out. So,
They are doing a good job with their coverage, though. They have a really good assortment of
so
stories.
definitely I gotta talk to the public because he left out my story about it.
Aw. Was it a space issue?
I did 2 stories. I don't know content. Okay, sir. There's been this going. I didn't have a lot of information to say. Sorry. All right, we're gonna call to order the town of Allenstown, December 17th planning board meeting. You will start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which is one nation, one indivisible with liberty and justice for all. All right. President, we have
Kathleen Palacio.
Michael Durante, Grasnella.
Brian Rush.
Chad, my vote. And Caitlin is not here, but, and we want to turn the TV on. Yeah. See ourselves. All right, any other old business that we need to discuss? All right, we got several new business items. Mike, I think it's through this chart.
All right, so our first item is the public hearing on the proposed zoning ordinance amendments. So, Mr. Chairman, you do have to formally open the public hearing with time and then you close.
Okay. So I will now open the public hearing on the proposed zoning ordinance amendments at 6:32.
Okay, so this time there is nobody online from the public. And there's nobody present at town hall, which is a bit good.
Then I think we can close at.
Oh, you can ask if I need
Any comments in English?
No.
It's too early. Too early for that to fly from Jeopardy.
Got the number 4 minutes.
Okay, well, I will now close this public hearing at 6:33.
Sure. All right, so, I did send out warrant article language, earlier, which is basically just a condensed version of what we've all talked about. Are there any changes that anyone would like to make to that warrant article? I'm sorry, just before moving on, we do have to vote. We need a motion to move the proposed zoning ordinance amendment forward to town meeting.
So moved.
Jim.
Second. Jay, action. All right, roll call vote.
Kathleen, I.
Mike J, aye. Mike F, aye.
Joanna.
Ryan, aye.
You.
Now onto the warrant article.
Now.
Sounds like no changes.
There are, yes, it's basically, what we had talked about before. This document that I sent out. So there are a total of. It's calculating, it's people tend to lose them. Sure. Only one of which are actually, basically brought forward by the board, which was the big one. Everything else were being. Forfeited was not the word, but we were required to incorporate due to legislative changes, let's put it that way. So there are no more, there's no more saying the proposed warrant language, then we would also need a motion to move the warrant language forward to the town ballot.
So moved.
I haven't had a chance to play this with the warrant. But my question is, what is the proposed 2026 budget compared to the current budget?
It's the same. as approved last Saturday, I think, by the budget.
Corollary to that is the tax rate should not change much at all, except for this change in the school budget.
The school came in below default as well, but their,
Of last year's.
yeah, their default is above last year's by 700,000 roughly, I think, and that's because of all their contractual obligations. So if both the town and the school budget pass, but we have a warrant article in for trash too, so if the proposed town budget, the proposed school budget, and the trash warrant article were to pass, there would be an increase.
Was that, now that you do a warrant article on trash collection, because you think people are so frustrated about having to buy their own trash collection that they're gonna go.
Yeah, it's not a matter of.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
So,
It's not a matter.
but it just telling you budget wise, you could see an increase on the whole budget, but none of these zoning articles affect the budget at all.
No budget,
Yeah.
income, so.
I think we have a motion.
So Richard motion by Kathleen to move the warrant article language forward to the town ballot.
I'll second that.
Joanna?
Roll call vote.
Kathleen, aye?
Mike J. I get by.
Joanna,
Ryan.
Yes. All right, that actually takes us to one approved minutes.
All right, we have the unapproved minutes for December 3rd meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
So.
By Mike,
second that,
by Joanna, and roll call vote.
Kathleen, aye?
Mike J. Mike F. I.
Joanna, I.
Ryan abstains. All right, so correspondence.
Yeah, so if any of you have signed up for that fast ownership website link that I sent out to you, you've been getting your daily emails. Every day, 17th. Every day around 9 o'clock, things have started to heat up. So starting in January, I will start putting together that table that I did for last year's
Yes.
changes. So that we can all look at it in a condensed format rather than go back and forth, with who said what and where it is. So starting probably the second week, yeah. A chart again, so we can all take a look at least once a month. Perhaps, and just at least keep an eye on where things are going. Because who knows?
Yeah.
Things on the table may come back and may not, new things may take their place, we just don't know where it's going to go. Alright, so that's start the plan for that. Alright, so in your packet, a draft of a proposed letter to People Corporation New England on the way regarding the excavation activities they are currently conducting old flood sand gravel location. And Michael Lanty had some very good proposed changes to them that are incorporated in this updated draft which I have in front of you. So the proposal is to, if you agree, is to approve this tonight, and then it will be sent to ask them to basically either submit an application or tell us why they think they don't need to. Okay. Although when you look at the regulations, it's pretty clear that permits between one owner and another do not. And that we believe that's the case here at Tebow, Allison, and etc. They purchased flood property. Purchase required, so I put it in the letter, because we're not quite sure what happened. But they own it, and they're the new owners, and they're working on it. So unless there's something we don't know, then they would be required to file a new excavation permit application.
And you sent us a copy of some document they submitted.
Yeah, so that came in through the assessor's office, right? So the assessors are brought to our attention. It came into the assessor's office because they're required to do that. And basically he looked at it and goes, I think somebody else needs to look at this kind of thing. So then we did. So I had Monahan take a look at it as well. And it's like, yeah, the regulations are pretty clear, both our own town regulations or excavation regulation, and also RSA, whatever it was, 155E:8,
If I recall, did that document say intent to excavate?
That's the form that the state uses. Yeah, they need it at the state, that's the state copy was sent to the assessor.
But they need separate application to.
Yes, that's to the state, that's not to the town, right, that's to the state, we just got a copy of it, because they're required to provide a copy to the assessor's office, please. Which is what they did, they followed that rule, so that's okay. Fine on with that, but then we became aware of it and we know the background stuff, and as Tad can attest, they're actively excavating that site. They probably pass by his location 10 times a day, if not more.
I was amazed to see on that form that they said, bottom gravel's excavated, it's like 4 million cubic yards.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff there. They'll be doing it for a while, so, but we do need to either get them, you know, in line with the regulation requirements, or at least try to explain to us why they don't need to do it. I mean.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about that a little bit, like, after I reviewing this, then I looked at the notification to sign this permit requirement. So I was wondering,
Well,
why do they think there's no permit
Well,
required?
that's why I would like them to explain, right, because we don't know, because all we know now is what's on the form.
Yeah, the RSA states that if you were in operation before 1979, then you're exempt from. And then,
Well, the original owner is, but. Once you
black and white to talk about change of ownership, other than EA, that's referenced in the letter, they said that a permit can't change.
Yeah.
Isn't transferable, but if they were permanent exempt, then EA wouldn't. Essentially,
T-Bow Corporation is not permanently exempt because they had an excavation permit on file. So they're not permanent exempt from that perspective.
but as far as the ownership of the pit itself, and I tried researching that a little bit, and I did the whole AI thing, and it says, well. So there's, but I mean, it's very definitive that if Hood had a permit, then now T-Bow would need under their permit. Hood was permanent exempt, it's not so clear that the permit exemption.
Why we're asking for them to tell us, if you think you don't need to do this, then tell us why, because we believe you do.
And I believe Ford did have.
I don't know, I'd have to look at that, I don't know, I don't know, to be honest.
I think they did. My time as the tax collector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They weren't claiming something from left, which is up to
Yeah.
the exemption section.
So I think that to me, the proper thing to do is to notify them that we believe they need a permit, and to explain to us what they know.
Yeah.
Right.
And if they really don't, yeah.
And if they really
Have the
don't, they'll be, no, they really don't, we move on, right?
Yes, that's the top player that you probably keep, I'm sure you've seen this in other towns.
I sent the intent to excavate form to them and stick it back and he said, no, he need a permit.
Good luck. He has seen this before.
So. But I mean, let's give them a fair chance and let's ask them, tell them this is what we believe, if you believe something else, then explain what's fine. And then we work and look at it again and get legal involved, we have to, and just go from there, and if it's true, if they're truly exempt, then that's fine. We're not going to require them to do something they don't absolutely need to do, I mean, that's my take on it.
Do we need a vote to approve?
So what would approve the letter?
Yes.
So if anyone wants to do that, that would be good.
We have a motion to approve the letter as written.
Second.
No, we need a motion first.
So.
All right, I can wait.
A second.
Joanne, roll call vote.
Kathleen, I.
Like J.I.
Like that, bye.
Joanna, I.
Ryan, aye.
Fine. All right, next item are impact fees. So Kathleen had brought this up before, and she had reached out, she had talked with John Harrington. And asked me to reach out basically to Central Hampshire Regional Planning Commission, get an idea of what the cost will be for this. Their estimate is about 70 hours and $5,250.
Now, did John ever get back to you? I saw your email asking what the next steps were. So at Monday night's select board meeting, we talked a little bit more about the budget, and some of the department heads also came forward looking to encumber funds. Because the planning board had, and I don't know if there's something, bills that haven't come in, I don't think there's nothing I can think of. But there's 3,500 left, but the total town budget has been underspent as well. So it would seem to me that it would be the time to move on, is that way we're not trying to put it in the budget before the taxpayers in a future year where we may not break free of the default budgets. It would be really hard to fix. But it looks like the money is definitely there to get this done now if they want to do it.
So I think, I mean, so I think the path forward is for the select board to make that decision to encumber funds. And then the planning board can move forward with getting a contract in place or an agreement in place with essentially a planning commission. Actually help us with this.
Yeah.
That's the 5250.
Okay.
Okay, so that would be the thing to do, so I think maybe if you can.
Do we need to vote as a board to ask them to encumber the funds, or maybe?
No, I think that's what we're.
Don't.
Right, yeah, I think that's the matter for the state board. I think we're.
Okay.
I mean, we've had an ordinance in place since 2003.
And the building, and I know looking at Central New Hampshire Planning Commission's, the capital improvement plan, they're not expecting like a huge building growth, but to me, and we need every dollar we can get.
Yeah.
If we can get impact
Yeah,
fees.
so I mean, the thing is, we've got the ordinance, so we're good with that.
Yeah.
It might need some tweaks, but. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
2 years. So.
Good things come to those.
But we do have that study to do. Study basically, in a nutshell, is we have to be able to show that the development pressure on Allenstown is greater than the development pressure on towns.
Yeah.
All right, and then we have to come up with an implementation methodology, which basically talks about the fee structure, who pays what and when and all that kind of thing. You know, on-site exactions, that kind of stuff. On-site.
So they're estimating 70 hours
Yeah.
on their,
Just for them.
so then on our side.
Well, that would be a sunk cost, it would be all the people in this room and others.
Yes. I'm sorry.
I
Is it gonna be something that's gonna be like bury us?
No idea.
Guys,
Absolutely, no,
I think it would be good for the town. I think it's worthwhile.
never done one.
Perfect, just for that.
Yeah.
You sit down.
Kathleen has graciously volunteered to be the lead on it.
When we find out it's gonna be $500.
And master plan next year, so.
Yeah, I'm massive by next year, well, that will be 2 big projects in 2 years.
Yes.
Just so we know, right? All right, I think the next step is really for the select board to decide on what they want to do.
Okay,
Cover that money because it's. No matter what way you look at it, it's outside the scope of the planning board budget today.
yes, yes. My concern is that I think it's gonna continue to be outside. the
Yeah.
scope of the-
Yeah.
I don't think, I think that the best avenue we have is to try to utilize those funds, not that it's needed,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm super good with the hundred funds to make it very, I still money every year for payment. That being said, we need a contract for your money, I think.
We need a contract,
Because it has to be signed before the end of the year. They
okay,
can't just be agreed upon, it has to be signed.
okay, is that
And I know-
possible?
We've had PAs in the past that have let that slide.
And then.
And
it's
talking
back
to
in-
John today, that is not happening. That's fine.
Okay,
So I think we probably ought to do something. It doesn't have to be much of a thing.
it's something official.
Yeah,
from
from Central Hampshire, maybe they have to sign.
states that their
The
costs.
board will have to sign it. And
So I'll follow, well, based on that, I'll follow up with John tomorrow and see if we can get something going with them on the assumption
Yeah,
that it will happen.
yeah, I mean, yeah,
If it doesn't, it doesn't, right? But
I think that in our budget, we're only asking at that point for like $2,000, not even, I think they will give it to us.
well, keep in
Yeah,
mind, maybe something hundred of that 3,500 maybe already earmarked for the master plan next year. Because the master plan is not a specific line item in the budget, but it is, those funds will go towards that
Yeah,
next year.
next year,
Yeah.
not this. So we wanna get on it this year.
Yeah, and then-
But on this year,
Still,
next year, we won't even be able to.
still $2,500 from somewhere else.
Yeah.
The top.
Yeah, it seems to be a lot more scrutiny for not proceeding with the development and of the impact fee than
Yeah.
we would for
Yes.
taking some.
Yeah, I
agree. Well, it's-
going.
You think about the development that comes, the impact fees, it pays for itself. We will definitely get more than 5,000, yeah.
Yes.
It's a revenue generator.
And we, at the very least, we can show that we attempted it, even if it turns out that it's not feasible for us to do it.
Yes,
Or something
Yeah.
like that, whatever, depending on what the study finds,
yeah.
you know, that kind of thing. Well, at least we'll have made the effort after 22 years.
At least 42 years ago, the voters wanted it.
Yeah. Yeah, they would today.
It only makes sense, you know, and I mean, it makes me wonder what would have happened if with the last two big projects. If we had had them,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, because we know Hillsborough would we knew it going in that they were going to put a demand on the fire department.
Yeah,
You know, on our emergency services, right, and they have,
yeah.
you know, such. You know, outside of tax laws, it didn't cost them anything for that.
Yeah,
All right, nothing from the new building inspectors, okay? With that, I think that is it, Mr. Chairman.
Two questions.
Yeah, sure.
One was, did Allentown Aggregate have a meeting with this zoning board recently about their new building?
Yes, it
Has
is.
that got any progress?
Yes, they did, they got their variance was approved, and they were reminded that they've got 2 years to get their permit, but only 1 year from the planning board, so. You know. On a little bit because they were advised to get their planning board application in fairly quickly. Because chances are they won't get on the planning board agenda until the second meeting in January because there's a 30-day waiting period after the variances. So probably at least at the earliest the second meeting in January.
The other topic is it's more scary news. John Harrington sent out a notice saying, "Just don't do any work on the website because it's going to get converted to the new interface." Having learned nothing from the training program that I attended. How the heck am I going to create meeting agendas and news items? Because the help file doesn't seem too helpful.
Do they have somebody scheduled to come in and work with the department
No.
heads? They don't?
No, so
Yeah, cause that's gonna be hard for all the boards and committees.
We had a two-day training session. It was via Zoom. And it was probably the boards like conducting a training session that I've ever attended. You
Yeah,
couldn't see the screen that the guy was manipulating, and he just rattled things up so quickly that it was like, hey, I'm gonna have the other concept.
how much stuff are you posting for the planning? Like how frequent?
No, I was thinking for EDC.
Oh, for EDC,
If
okay. I would say that maybe they're thinking it's gonna be intuitive, but if you run into issues once that conversion takes place. Let John know and maybe the board or if we maybe don't have to take action, but John could reach out and try to arrange for some in-person. Cause I've asked the department, because if you're calling my department.
The one thing that really bothered me was when it's what they call their health center. Their topics were in alphabetical order. Cause I've never written a user guide or tutorial that was in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
You gotta write it so it's task oriented.
Yes, they can
How
go,
do I do this? How do I do that?
odd.
I know I'll be studying, that's all I know.
Yeah, but it should hold up the planning board, this conversion,
No.
anyway, oh,
Won't hold up, so it won't hold up any activities, what it will hold up is, for example, tonight. Yeah, you won't see the minutes posted until I figure out. Access to the. I have access.
Yeah.
That's why I'm accessibility. I didn't know what to do with this. Our different apps. Just use the website, move around, it's pretty good, take that.
You must want to search for document, in which case it's not.
But.
Yeah.
That's all I got, sir.
Unless there's nothing else, our next proposed meeting is January 7th.
Yes.
So do I have a motion to adjourn?
So.
Okay.
Joanna will take that.
Joanne? Second,
Mike
Second.
Jeff. Mike Jeff.
All right.
Mike Jeff.
Roll call vote.
Kathleen, I.
Like Jay,
Joanna, I.
Ryan.
And adjourned at 6:54. Thank you, everybody. The